What is up, everybody? Today is December. It's January 4th, 2019, and it's almost January 5th. It's like 11:04. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room here. I'm on the interstate. I'm driving from Kentucky to Colorado and then back to Tennessee all in like 3 days. So it's a 40-hour drive. And crazy, right? So, but I woke up this morning and we traded NFP in my group. We killed it, and we had an awesome week. And I just got to this hotel. I was like, dude, I got to shoot a video. We got to go over some of these trades, and just to show you all, especially the people in my group, level of dedication we're going to be putting out this year. It's going to be huge. So that being said, yeah, let's get right into it. And if you're just seeing me for the first time on YouTube or whatever, however you found us, Instagram, thanks for watching. Click the links below. We have an awesome VIP group, and all my students in there. It's a super positive environment. I teach my methods of trading, and I've really tried to simplify everything. So 1, 2, 3, this is how I do it. This is the market structure. This is Fibonacci. This is trend line breaks, and it's fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So I have free content on YouTube, but it gets way better and in our VIP group. So that being said, shout out to all the people in our group, man. We killed it this week. So let me get right into it because it is like 11 o'clock here, and I've been driving for 12 hours, and I got another 12-hour drive tomorrow. So let me move this over here. And so Euro USD, super ugly range it's in still. We're not even gonna go there. What we are gonna talk about is Euro CAD. We're gonna talk about US dollar yen, and we're gonna talk about a little bit later, if you hang on, we're gonna go into some oil action. So stick around and let's get after it. So we've got a bunch of big moves too set up for next week. Let's go to UJ first. So as you can see, we got a small buy position here, a couple take profits, 2 already hit, right? So we're gonna go ahead and adjust our stop loss. I can't because the market's closed. All right, here we go. Now, if you were on my webinar the other day, this is what I talked about, is now we're trading in this giant triangle, right? So earlier this year, or last year, 2018, we were in this triangle here, right? And so we had this complete breakdown. And one of my big strategies, and it's going to help you all tremendously in your own charting and your own technical analysis, really zone things off, really start to make some quadrants, and that'll boil things down a bit. And so you can see here, I like to use fractal points, and look at this little zone we're in. Now it looks like a ton of lines, but if you look at it on a macro view, it looks like even more lines. But you can see there's method to the madness, right? And we're in this giant, God, it looks like a giant flag, right? But I would classify it as a triangle. And we have this zone, and this is where we were around May, trading in this triangle. We broke out in September. I remember this vividly, this drop right here. And then we just kind of slowly grinded our way to 113, right? Just been knocking up against resistance here, and it's been tough trading for dollar yen for sure. And boom, this happened in I don't know, especially this move here was with the whole news with Apple and a big drop. But what happened? We can see we have the 61.8 retracement Fibonacci, which went from this low to this high. So we're looking on daily time frame here, and this 61.8 right here, you can see how massive of a resistance or support level it is. And what did we get today, right? So big news was, well, like, we'll check out the numbers. We had positive, it's kind of up in the air for the dollar, right? So we had negative employment rate, but, you know, not too bad. It was at 3.7%, forecast 3.9%. But huge non-farm payroll numbers, right? So which strengthened dollar, but then later on in the day, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, came out and said they were willing, the Fed, to adjust their balance sheet, which means they could either roll back the supposed rate hikes that are going to be happening next year. And, you know, and just to simplify rate hikes and interest rates, you know, a rate hike, just think of it as strengthening the currency, you know, without getting into the economics of it. So if they're willing to adjust that, maybe there won't be another hike coming up, right? So dollar yen could be, it's kind of grinding higher here, right? And so we RSI pointing up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a dip here. But RSI is not diverging. I think we could just grind higher to about another 30 pips, and then we might see some sellers come in. Right, so this is the blue line I just drew. Our take profit is under there, right under there. And on the longer term, now if you're paying attention, when I was mapping out these trend lines, right, from the top of here to this old resistance level, this old triangle, well, this trend line and this resistance level still has a little bit of pull, right? Has a little bit of strength to it. And this might be a good upside target, which is right at our, boom, 109.2. We hit there. Gosh, this is going to be an excellent place to short it, right? Long term, though, this it might take a while, but as long as we stay above this trend line, eventually this is going to happen. We're going to retest this upper leg of the triangle, and for a long-term target, I think that's an excellent goal. So buying dips or selling rallies, this is my war cry, and I think you guys, especially the guys and gals in my group, this is what I really want you all to remember going into the first of the year. Okay, so here's dollar CAD. And I talked about this on our webinar, a live webinar we did for our group. And here we are. I mean, I go back to the video, the last one I posted, and I said if CAD was strong and dollar was weak, we'd be retesting that trend line. Now, dollar, we got strong NFP numbers, but we had that announcement from Powell and the Fed, and here we are, right? So that weakened the dollar, and CAD just kept rolling, right? And now if we break this trend, then it could be full on reversal here for dollar CAD. And having a look on weekly, right? That doesn't seem too unlikely. We got some big room to drop here. And so I really encourage y'all, especially, you know, it's easy to get in the habit of like just looking at a 1 hour chart, and that's great, especially for scalping stuff. But having a decent idea of where this is going, right? And that happens when you start busting out the weekly and monthly charts. Maybe even a yearly chart. Who knows? If you really want to kind of go back in time, it's really fun because then you can see where the overall market is trending. Sorry, I have my iPad over here. That's why I keep looking down. So here we are, right? So now we have our targets. So that's what I really want to stress to you all about figuring out what's the target. Now, more than likely, for the upcoming week, what I'm going to be looking to play is a bounce here, a bounce off this trend line at 1.335. That'd be a great place to put a buy limit in if the market doesn't open up around there. Now, if the market, like say this thing gaps below this trend line, I'm gonna be waiting for a retest, and then if it starts breaking lower, it's gonna be an excellent play, and we'll be looking at that next week. So, last but not least, I don't want to keep you all too long. It's a pretty similar scenario on EuroCAD. Here we go. We landed some good pips here. We're almost to the 100. And on my last video, you can see I really pointed out the head and shoulder pattern we got going on here. But it looks like more of a straight drop off now. The head and shoulder is a little more pronounced on Euro AUD, but Australian dollar just straight went nuts today too. And what I thought was going to form there is it just crashed. So very similar scenario in EuroCAD. And where's this going? What's my target for it? So we'll do a Fibonacci chart here. Have a little bit of a closer look and make a decision. And it looks like it's heading for this 50% retracement here, which will be an excellent spot to be looking for a bounce. And when we're looking for a bounce, what are we doing? We're buying the dips, right? So right now, we already have our entry, right? Our entry is right at this break. We got a drop down. We hit like 60 pips, and hopefully we hit our 100 pip target, which is right above the 50% retracement here, which will make an excellent play because then we can look for a bounce. Or, this thing has a lot of momentum to the downside, so I really wouldn't want to buy the dip here or play it that way. I would rather sell a rally. So a good scenario would be, say we hit the 50% right here and get a bounce up and touch this kind of miniature downtrend line. We hit 50 down here and bounce up, and then we sell and short that, for a quick 40, 50 pips. That'll make an excellent play on UCAD for next week. And last but not least, as I promised you all, here we go. And if you checked my Instagram, if y'all follow me on Insta, Ronan FOREX, I sent out a picture of a head and shoulders pattern. Here's their head. Here's their shoulder. So what am I looking for? Let's see. It seems very likely, and it sure as heck is. It looks like it's filling out this pattern here. Delete that. So where are we going? So just like I said, I have my long-term Fibonacci chart. I have a short-term when I was scalping this thing when we're out. And so look, check it out. So we had our move up. That was on Wednesday or Thursday. Retest. That was on Wednesday. Retest. Climbed. Just kind of grinded up there. And then boom, this is today. Broke out. And check my videos, man. It's been going on for 2 weeks now. I've been saying this. It goes up. And here we are retesting this support level. And now we're talking about buying the dips. Okay, so now we know where this support is. And it's like 47.80, 47.70. So now we have our zones here. We'll lose this Fibonacci chart for now. And this was the big sell-off. Now I'm going to go fibs from the top of that. Top to bottom. There we go. $23.6. And God, see, oil is a beast, but however, caveat here, it can be pretty technical. 23.6. Which is $50.50. And you get, look how this matches up right here, right there, right there. So resistance level for sure, but what I'm hoping for, 55. And now 55 seems more where, you know, we're getting a rebound from this huge move right here. Right, so 55. 55.4. And of course, I don't know, maybe it'll be that big of a move, but maybe we'll retouch this 38.2, and that's going to be the neckline of our inverted head and shoulders here. Or maybe we'll climb up to this, complete this whole deal, this whole rally at 61.8. But the safe move here is buying dips, and look where we're at now. Pretty solid dip here. So that being said, well, there we go. That was a better clap. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. And click the links below if you're new. And thanks a lot. I'll see you in the chat room. So let me know if you have any questions at Ronin FOREX on Telegram. You can message me on Instagram, but my messages are so backed up and I hadn't had time to get to them, but that's going to happen this weekend, hopefully. So, all right, everybody, have fun. Be safe. Happy New Year. Peace.